And a one, and a two, and a good morning, drumheads.
Good eve well, I should say good evening, Jason.
You're welcome to sort of the vignette. It's a bit of a new sort of episode that we're trying here just to bring you something a little topical, bit of 20 minutes of just me and Andy shit talking it.
Basically, it's obviously we're going to brand it as Keep It Real. So the night is going to be Keep It Real social media,
Yep.
and in particular, we're looking at social media from the pipe bands. Now, it can be social media not just for pipe bands. It can be social media for drummers and Stuart Copeland. We might have to talk a wee bit about him, right? Because we as a the drum score follow Stuart Copeland, an amazing drummer.
The best.
Yeah,
This guy's
but
unreal.
geez, he's a bit. I mean, I've said this before. Don't know if I could be stuck in a lift with him. I don't know. It's like the new.
You don't reckon you get
It's
along,
like,
eh?
I mean, it's like I don't know. There's a fear I've got. It's like all these things. It's like Neil Peart. I mean, there's numerous drummers that I've
Yeah.
met Neil Peart, right? That are like big drummers, Sepultura and stuff like great drummers, and they've been like probably the worst thing they've ever done is met Neil Peart.
Yeah.
But yet we all know he's a great drummer.
They
Buddy
say
Rich,
that,
same
don't
kind of
they? They say you never meet your
don't meet your
heroes.
don't meet
Yeah.
your heroes, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Admire
so all these
from
guys
looky but don't touch.
listen, so exactly all these guys are on social media. Like
I respect
everybody
that
is.
big
We're all on
time.
social media.
Yeah.
So they're on social media and they're obviously putting their best foot forward.
And we're actually, me and you, I mean, I'm a digital native, I grew up like this. Social media is very new to you. It's actually quite new to me. And we're a part of it now. We're part of this whole world.
This whole world they call social media.
And so is the pipe band world. So
Well,
whether we like
this
it
is
or not, we're up in it.
100%. Listen, 100%. But see, before we roll into this show about social media, I'm going
Uh-huh.
to give an official The Drum Score podcast, Keep It Real, right? Disclaimer. Do you know what a disclaimer is, Jason?
I,
You know what it
I,
is?
I don't know, but I think it's important. I think we need it. I think
Well,
the people.
we're going to do it. We're going to do it, right? And it'll all become apparent in a minute, right?
No.
So this is my disclaimer, right? My disclaimer is this show is satirical, right? And the Oxford English Dictionary of Satire as follows, right? It's the use of humour, irony, and wait for it. This is a key word, I think. Exaggeration, right? We like a big exaggeration to criticise people's stupidity or vices, right? So that's the definition. And that's my disclaimer. Because me and you, I believe, right, have humour, irony, and best of all, this is a great Scottish thing, is exaggeration. Right? So
Yeah.
if I mention somebody or I mention something, it's done in the name of satire. That's it. Don't take yourself seriously.
I.
Don't take anything seriously. Because we don't. And if you
That's
want to
how.
give us a roasting, there.
That's it. As we call it down here, you're just talking shit. And sorry,
That's it.
excuse my French. But if you, if we say anything that offends you, hey, absolutely, just send it back to us. Just fling it back, because
Put it in the comments that go along with we don't give a shit. You know what I mean? It's like whatever.
why
Delete.
don't these guys just shut up? You're allowed to say that.
We've got a delete button. Delete. Oh, you guys are great. Keep. You guys are great. Keep. Love the show. Keep. You guys are shit. Delete. There you go. Problem solved.
If you see, and that's the thing with Andy being quite new to the
Oh,
social media world, he gets up in there and he'll just leave these little comments on things where it's totally unwanted.
yeah. I don't follow procedure. I don't get it. I don't care. That's the bottom line. I really don't care what the procedure is, what the impact is. I'm just saying what I feel.
And all you can do is laugh, eh?
Well, all
In the
you
end of the day,
because it's just a laugh. Right, listen to this, right? So this is what spurred this, right? There's a
oh
pipe
no,
band out there,
no,
right? And they done a wee montage thing, right? It was on social media, and they done a wee montage thing. It was more like a kind of TikTok thing, right? And I was ready. I was primed to be a keyboard warrior. You know, one of these guys that's the faceless troll they call them, right? I'm no faceless. I'm willing for folk to come and punch my
Easy.
eyes in, right? Let's
Good
be
world
honest.
to see.
So my fingers were primed on the phone, ready to
Uh,
say, listen, maybe it'd be better that you picked up your drumsticks and practiced rather than doing this wee daft dance thing, right? That's what I immediately thought in my mind. I thought, that's what you should be doing, right? They got fun out of it. The folk that were doing it were obviously of a generation that's a lot younger than me. They're kind of, I would class them as kids, right?
yeah.
So I thought, no, wait a minute, Andy. Don't be so harsh, old man, right? Let them have their fun,
Yeah.
right? But then it got me thinking, right? So I left it. I thought, say nothing, right? Say nothing. Don't mention anything about it. Just let it fly.
You must
And
have
then I
been
thought,
sitting
no,
there
wait a minute.
shaking.
Well,
Say
but
nothing.
I'm saying up, but no, listen, I did say nothing. And my wife was like, quite right, you should have said nothing. And I'm like, no, and I've got daughters and I've got things that obviously affect me, and I'm like, I'd go around and blacken somebody's eye if they said something I thought was a bit offensive to my daughter. I get that. But here's where my problem is, right? And this is what brought about this whole convo about social media, right? And pipe bands.
Hmm.
If you are putting out in a public forum, right? You're art. So I class me and you, Jason, as artists, right?
Oh,
I
thank
think
you.
the, I think
Thank
the
you.
new thing, well, it's got to be something, right? So a digital, what do they call a digital artist or a digital
Digital
creator or
creator, content creator.
digital content creator, digital creator, right? So if you're putting this in the public forum, which we are, right?
Mm.
Then far be it from me if I'm firing out that sound, right? That somebody comes back and goes, well, I think that's shit. And we're
Yeah.
like, well, that's fair enough. You know, you hang up a picture. I can draw a really good picture of a house with a wee kind of front fence and some flowers, you know what I mean? Somebody will like, right, that looks like a 2-year-old drew that. You're like, right, well, fair enough. You know? I might be offended by that. I was going to put that up in the living room, everybody. I'm like to the kids, I loved that picture. It took me about 3 years. They're like, Dad, it looks like you've done it with your feet. I'm like, right, fair enough. But
I gotta say this, right? One of the best examples of putting out something shit into the world and everyone going, "Hey, that is terrible." That makes it actually great is the Glasgow Willy Wonka experience.
how wonderful was that?
It was,
That
it
was. Do
brought
you know
me
what?
genuine joy.
Do you know what? I'm actually thinking to myself, right? Is if that guy could have actually seen one chess piece beyond that, right? He would still have that factory open or at Clydebank type Nicky the Woods, whatever it is, right? And he'd be like that. I'm coining it in because the first thing I says to my wife is, "I want to go to that." She's like, "What?" She says, "I want to go to that." That is so shit. It's good,
The day
right?
I saw that guy come out, the unknown, and he came
Oh,
out and from behind the mirror, and I was like, "How much is a ticket to Glasgow right now?"
Get the bags packed.
Give me the
Right. So here's the
the
thing. So
level
here's
of
the thing.
shithousery is just at the
It's
drum
like
school.
top.
It's my standard. I want to see that kind of stuff.
It's an art in itself to be
Exactly.
so bad. You're like you couldn't do it. See if you actually said we're going to put on a shit production of Willy Wonka, you'd be like you would fail, right? You would fail compared to
You
right.
have to.
So you get it.
Yes,
You get it.
this is what we're talking about.
But this is what we're talking about, right? So here's my point, right? So there's all these. This is the thing, right? So there's all these pipe bands. Now I put out the wee pipe band Facebook page. This
Yep.
is us doing this. This is us doing that. This is the tombola. This is this, right? In the public forum, right? But this is how it works. Everybody wants a response from the viewer. They want a like. They want a tick. They want acceptance. They
Follow,
want
subscribe,
subscribe, tick, and subscribe. All this garbage, right? So
which you should
these
do for us,
people
by
that
the way.
Make it worth my while staying up late on a Friday night talking to this clown. Let's get some interaction. But here's the thing, right? So they're sending out this stuff, their art. I'm going to call it their art, right? So them doing a wee TikTok stupid dance, right? And they're letting people watch that now. In a fair world, you'd be like, that's garbage. Just go back, pick up your sticks, and do what you're meant to do, right?
Harsh.
That's the cynical Andrew, right? The kind of new Andrew would be, that's great, and everybody's to go, that's great. And here's the weird thing, right? So all these administrators and all these Facebook sites have got to turn around and say, if MD's sending anything that's negative, right, then they're going to be deleted. They don't get on the site, right? So what does that mean? So every content that you're putting out there, right, to the world to watch, your pipe band, Magoggian District pipe band, right? You're putting that out there. And what, you don't want the truth? You just want people to go, oh, you're brilliant, you're great, you're magic. Oh, that's brilliant. Like. What? No, that's not how the world works. If you, listen, honestly, if my gaffer in that pipe band to watch me practice tonight, right, he will not be giving me likes. He'd be like, Jesus, this guy's got hands like broken feet. And if he could probably write it whilst I was practicing, he'd be like, Andy, get a grip of the drags, man, you're hanging on the left, right? But I would have to accept that because that's genuinely true. So the same way if somebody played an MSR, right, and they were playing it like, I don't know, just rotten, you would probably take something like, listen, I know a guy that could maybe help you out there. Go and see this guy on a Tuesday night, right?
Yeah.
Or you could just turn around and start going, is this the Willy Wonka's drum code or something? Do you know what I mean?
The Willy Wonka pipe band.
The Willy Wonka experience pipe band. Experience, right? Makes all the difference. It's like the Jimi Hendrix experience. Shit hot. Willy Wonka experience. Shit.
Just people dressing up as Oompa Loompas with snare drums, working on their knees. That's
right, we've got a statue to build to Alex Duthart, and we've got a pipe band of Oompa Loompas to start. I mean, our list of things to do is getting bigger by the minute. So that's where I am on the whole social media thing. And right, so bearing this in mind, there can be people upset about what you say about the stuff, their art, right?
Yeah.
They put out that art there and they go, look, this is me. I'm bearing my soul to the world, right?
The town square, the middle of the town square, for all to see.
Yeah, for all to see, right? And you're like, right, fair enough. But I genuinely believe in the concept that if you're good, you're good. If you're rotten, you're rotten. And if somebody doesn't like it, they don't like it. Listen, if you want everybody to like it, start just playing the Beatles. Everybody's meant to like the Beatles. So, you know what I mean? That's what they done. Oh, everybody likes other stuff. Just be a Beatles guy. But life isn't like the Beatles. That's what we get the Rolling Stones for, right? That's why we get that's why we get these other bands that come along and go, well, life isn't like the Beatles. Life isn't love me do. Jog on.
You can't have Christ without an Antichrist.
That's right. And then we end up with some like the Sex Pistols, and then we end up with some like the New York Dolls, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So the whole point is, right, is that you can't live in the same sphere of love, like. It's got to be, surely, for value, for content value, people have got to say, I think that's rubbish. What do you mean it's rubbish? No, that we know, Jason, somebody questioned our opinion on something not that long ago. Okay? Yes. So the Big Rab Show got back in touch with us saying, what did you mean by this? Right? So everybody remembers, if I reference back to the concept of satire, right? Everybody remembers that we were raging about the RSPBA, right? An organisation, and I said, these characters are obviously delivering bad news, like every big organisation does. Guys, listen, we're at the end of the cliff face, and then all of a sudden somebody goes, but we're actually 10 metres back. I've just saved you all again. And everybody goes, hooray, right? So there's a bit of confusion about, obviously, about the rant about that, and the Santa Claus thing, and the Santa Claus hat, and I'm just waiting, and Coffee Maxwell getting to me as well about, You bad mouth the Santa Claus hat. Well, listen, Coffee, if you wear a Santa Claus hat, if the hat fits, take it. You know what I mean? It's like,
Definitely
what
wear
is it
that.
with people? If you go in the town square wearing a daft hat and you see a guy walks by and goes like, listen, you banger, get the hat off.
I do it
You,
often.
you
I do it often
can't stop.
myself.
You can't stop him. Listen, we love Coffee Maxwell. We love his drumming. We love his band. We love the bonnet. The orange bonnet, people owned Coffee.
Right.
That's you. That's your soundscape, right? That's part of your soundscape.
Yeah.
The
You
Christmas
wear that
bonnet,
Santa hat.
the Santa hat. No, mate. No, 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 no. No. No in this show. It's not getting accepted in this show. It might get accepted. This is the other thing, right? See all the want to be likers, right? So, like, there'll be stuff that folk don't even watch, right? They don't even listen to because it's the part, it's the kind of the environment we're in. It's like 20 seconds next, 20 seconds next, right?
That's the
So
way it
people
is.
aren't actually even listening to it. They're just going like, that's great. Is it really? Is it really? And if Coffee wants to get in touch with us and say, oh, by the way, I strongly disagree with the roasting that Andy Lair's trying to dish out, fine. I'm happy with that, Coffee. You'll see me. We'll smoke a cigar together whenever I get a hold of you and you get a hold of me. Happy days. But
And
that's one of the things I just think is the Beatles. And I'm saying I prefer the Rolling Stones. Simple as that.
yeah, it's simply put simply, if I'm in the town square wearing a silly hat, you can point at me and laugh. And
I'll take it.
I'll keep wearing that hat, man. Keep wearing your
Well,
hat. And in the vein of drumming, it's just marching to the beat of your own drum. Just do it.
listen, can I just say another thing, right? What as you know, right? I'm new to social media, right? I'm new to it.
And you're
So
out there
here's the
tearing
thing.
it up. You're absolutely just
Well, listen, this is the thing, but my wife's like, you'll never have that now. I'm like, I know. But I say this, there's a kind of guilty secret, right? I try to make it like, no, I hate it. But then maybe I like it because I'm
you are
always on it,
obsessed
right?
with it.
And my wife's like, she's like, you'll never have that. And I'm like, I've got to for the show. I've got to. I don't want to, it's for the show. Right? So here we are, right? Whilst you're talking about that, David Bowie said something, right? Now, again, you might not be a David Bowie fan. He's controversial. Some
I
folk
am.
would think he's a chameleon, he rips folk half and all, right? It doesn't matter. The point is
Genius.
this.
Yeah.
I don't
I think
know.
he's a
Right?
genius.
Sometimes aye, sometimes no. Right? I mean, the laughing gnome, really?
Well,
David,
that's
really? The
same with
laughing gnome.
anything, right?
Exactly. Come
Up and
on.
down.
Yin and yang. We've done this, haven't we? Right?
That's what we're
So
talking about.
so here's the point, right? So here's the point. He's like that. He says, what advice would you give to any kind of young aspiring musician or guy that's want to do something? And do you know what he said? He said, don't listen to Andy. Don't listen to anyone. And he says, and always when people are listening to you or whatever your craft is, your art, and they're like that, oh, that's quite good. He says, it's obviously rubbish. He says, because you're not challenging yourself, right? He says, it's always good to be in the deep water trying to just paddle.
Get
So I
to the
kind of get
edge.
what that's right. So I kind of get what he's saying. So my point is this, right? So all these people that are getting the likes aren't doing what David Bowie's suggesting. He's like, no, that's no use. Everybody liking you means that you are just cardboard.
Wow.
You're achieving nothing.
Listen, you got to have some big balls to really go and break that edge.
I don't know. Look, we're only a wee show, right? With 28 followers and a cat, and my cat's evil, right? So it does it matter what we're talking about? No, really, I don't think. I think it's
We're
I don't
just
know.
we want this show to be like a community sort of place you can come and hang out, crack open a beer, no matter where you are. You can be sitting there in Oman, in the middle of the desert,
So yeah,
thinking about the pipe band world, and you wonder what's
yeah.
going on out here.
You go,
Just
what's
chilling
going on
with
in that
Jason
pipe
and
band
Andy.
world? What's going on in that pipe band world? I'll check in with these two clowns because they'll tell us nothing.
Nothing.
However, if you tune, listen, this is genuine. I'm going to throw in plaudits again. If you tune into Big Rab, you'll get that information.
Good stuff, like proper stuff.
You'll get
If
the
you want
prop. You'll
proper
get the prop.
stuff,
Listen, I spoke to him on the phone. The guy's a gentleman, right?
yes.
Gentleman, right? So, Rab Lennox, personal message. We love your stuff. Again, we think you're good at what you're doing. But we're doing something a wee bit different, and we'd love to have you on the show. And we'd love to have you chat about your thoughts and what you think, da da da. It's up there, shoot there, the invite's there, you've had it. Take it, do whatever you want with it. Laugh at us.
If you
Don't laugh at us.
and if you feel that urge to just have a bit of shithousery,
he could actually come on here and tear us a new. He could tear us a new one, couldn't he?
Please blast us.
What? Really? You guys? I don't think so. When we do all that, what are we going to do now? That's us. We're busted flush.
We may be sort of what's the problem of what is in the pipe band world these days. It's people like us that are ruining it.
Negative people. I don't think I'm a negative guy though.
Nah.
Negative people would obviously say that, wouldn't they? Well, I'm not a negative guy. I'm a positive guy. I was like, no, you're the negative guy. Right, so we've done that. We've done this, right? But can I just interject? That's the blue watch.
That is unreal.
With the real, because somebody texted me and says, I bet you didn't show me the watch. And as you've alluded, I don't use social media very well. So one of the reels, it stops when I show the box. And the other one shows when I show the watch. I don't. That's it there. That's the current.
If you follow Andrew on social media, he's done this crazy video where he's trying to call out someone and said that he bought the watch before the other guy did.
I was raging when I seen it. I was raging.
Dude, you just pull out this baby blue watch.
Listen, it.
Totally unexpected.
What can I say?
How did you come up with that?
I'm one of these people that I'm always worried that people are talking behind my back. You know what I mean? And I know they are. Right? So
they
it's
certainly
like
are now.
Yeah, I know. Right. Moving on. So, whilst we're talking about social media, right? Here's the other problem with social media, right? And it's pipe bandy stuff. There's a thing called a media void. Right? And a classic example of the media void at the moment is there was a case recently where obviously the Princess of Wales, who we know has not been keeping too well, and our husband, the Prince of Wales, what is his name again? George Willis, William. So William, right? So William, Prince William, he took a day off or he dodged a duty. And everybody's like, what's going on there? So there's a lot of questions. Why did he dodge the duty? So rather than the actual, the central office of the palace say the reason that William never turned up for that event was because, I don't know, he ripped his trousers and he couldn't get a new pair and blah, 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 right? Whatever. But they didn't give a centralised brief to the media, which then resulted in speculation of why he didn't turn up. And the speculation would always be the most negative speculation.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah, of course, because by and large, in the world of media, nothing sells better than bad news.
Yeah.
Right? Mrs. Maguire for a tenner, nobody cares. Mrs. Maguire goes on a crazy rampage fueled with drink and drugs and attacks the post office. Everybody loves that story, right? Or they want to know.
Ooh.
So I mean, oh, did she really? Yeah, she did.
Oh, tell me more.
Aye. So the media void thing is a real thing. And here's the funny thing. We took the rip out of the Piper Drummer magazine not that long ago. And I don't know if you remember, but we were talking about the Piper Drummer magazine. It was giving advice to bands about how to deal with, if you're going to let someone go.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, Big Sean or whatever. He's like,
I was like, whatever the guy's name was. You've got hands of killing. Oh, what you want? Maybe fits my kill. All that kind of stuff, right? Anyway, so we done that where the guy, and we made the weekend up. We done the satire, the exaggeration.
As
of
you
the
do.
guy. Oh, exactly right. Of the guy. Anyway, the point is that that story, though we mocked it, here we go again with the satire. Though we mocked that, there's a kind of story that I'm getting through back channels about quite a big pipe band that's guilty of either A or either A not following Piper Drummer Magazine's advice with how to deal with discontented people in your band, and B, guilty of not filling a media void, right? So
Right.
allegedly, right, there's a band out there and it's got like this problem that where they've got a lot of people left and they've been unhappy with leadership or something like that. And you
Oh
think to
yeah.
yourself, you know what I mean? So like a media void, there's not been some sort of directive saying this is what's happened. And a lot of people are kind of speculating, could it be about this? Could it be about that? And allegedly there's a lot of guys for the drum corps or girls for the drum corps that have decided that they're off. And
Right.
everybody's second guessing it, going, "Oh, what's this?" And I've
What's the
heard that, and
reason?
I've
Like
heard,
what? Why did this
"Aye,
happen?
what's
Right.
the reason?" And then obviously people are going to think the worst reason.
But if you're in a grade one pipe band, you have to sort of like address the public. People are tuning in. People want to know.
But you would think you would kind of want to kind of put this in a corner, right? You know, put it in a corner where it can't get out. You'd say, right, this is what's happened.
Right.
Whoever's left's left. And it obviously we wish them all the best, and we're doing this and they're doing that, and da 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 da.
Power struggle
But
over.
I don't know. I've heard it through various people that they've said, "Oh, these guys that and that guy's that," and rather than coming out and saying it on the show, right? Because I don't want everybody to pick up phones and, "Oh, by the way, Andy Laird said this about us." I'm not saying anything about Andy, right? I'm just asking the question, right? That if you're a big band and people are talking about you because of the media void, maybe that should get like thwarted. Just deal with it.
Get
Get
it
it
out there. Let the
finished.
people
I
know.
get it out there. I mean,
Right.
all the and I checked. I actually checked their Facebook. Or is it the Facebook? I checked their site, and it looked as if there's nothing really going on. But then I'm hearing stories, and I'm thinking, well, there is something going on. So
So I mean, leadership struggles in pipe bands. It's got to be one of the juiciest things that can happen. Hard to manage, hard to go through if it's happening. You know what I mean? But damn, it makes
well,
for a
the
good
great the great
story.
thing. Well, the great thing about a military pipe band is you just go that to the guy. Right, I'm going to send you to Alpha Company for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Bye. You're out, right?
But then when you're in
Um,
these sort of volunteer, just
but
like
you, but
hobby
you're,
pipe bands,
but
city
you're in,
pipe bands.
I like the word used, volunteers, because remember they said that in the Piper Drummer thing. You're
Yeah,
dealing with you're dealing with full-time volunteers, really, right? So the bottom line is um media void. I don't know, just big guys should have kind of I don't know confronted that. Maybe it's still bubbling. I don't know, but we'll find out sooner or later.
and
It'll be the
then
talk of this. It'll be talk of the beer tent. Everybody yapping about
yeah,
it and
that's it.
blah,
That's
this
it.
and that
We'll find out.
and
We'll,
so that's just part and
and we
parcel
here
of
at
the
the Drum
social
School
media.
will keep you updated as soon as we figure out
No, we'll know. We'll
what's
only
going
keep you
on.
updated if it's good, juicy stuff. If it's rubbish and it's just been about
Yeah,
somebody feeling broke a toe or something, I'll be like, that's rubbish. But if it's like good stuff, we'll be like, back into that. Want to hear about that?
we'll bring it to you in a vignette, just
Hundred
like this.
percent, 100%.
So I guess that sort of is all we have time for today, hey? Just a
That's
wee
it. It's just a
topical
wee. It's
20
just a wee
minutes of
kind of
just
nose around.
if you just
And
want to
then
hang out with the Drum School boys, drum heads,
I don't know, just
hanging
we,
out.
we just listen. We normally do like 2 hours or something like that. And everybody probably complains, oh, it's too long, and
Yeah.
it's just you know what I mean. And I get that, but I mean, if you the thing is people need to get back to us. The show itself, which we love, right, is interviewing and finding out more about different drummers. Because
Yep.
that's in a pipe band show. It's a show for drummers and about people that are drummers going on different journeys, whether they're going to I don't know, whether they're going to that what's that one? Mountbatten. There's a
Oh yeah.
Mountbatten Fest or something
Yeah.
like that. Tommy's away to that. Tommy Calper, friend of the show.
Oh,
Tommy
yes.
Calper's away to that. And your man Nico McBrain Fire Maiden's playing at it. So that must be like a great thing,
And
right?
we want to hear the drum stories. That's what we're bringing
So
all
I'm
that.
like, why? And I said, by the way, on the social media, I was like, we'll be at that. The next one that goes, I want to be at that. I've seen Nico McBrain
Yeah.
play at a drum clinic in Edinburgh. It was amazing, by the way.
Wow.
Absolutely amazing, dynamite. So I would love to go to that. So aye,
And
that's my point. Don't think that she's pigeonholed into pipe band. Don't.
yes. And if you see Andrew on your socials creeping around saying things that just don't seem
Keep
to
my
make
ring.
sense, just ignore him. Or give it back to him.
See the
Even
word.
better.
See the word. Keep me around. By the way, it sounds nefarious, doesn't it?
Sounds a bit
Keep me around.
Krampusy, doesn't it? He's coming to leave.
Listen, and here's another thing. What else you
You're
talking?
leaving little sticks in your comment section.
Krampus doesn't exist. It's not a real thing. Hence, part of the satire is exaggeration, right? So we're fantasizing about things. It's not real. This is not real. That's
Hey,
enough said about Krampus.
just before we head off, just leave you with one thing. Just
Go.
a little joke. What does you love a joke, don't you? Just an old fashioned joke.
It better be good. Listen, it better be good because I'm going to tell you right on air, right? See if this isn't good, right? You're getting told
I'm
in
getting
front
blasted.
of everybody it's rotten. Go, because we've just spoke about that. We've just spoke about that. If you put it out there and it's rubbish, you're getting told it's rubbish. Go, Will. This is your art. Do it.
What did the drummer name his daughters?
I don't know. What did he name his daughters?
Anna 1, Anna 2. We're out of here. Thank you very much, everyone. We're out of here. See you later.